If you're serious about wine, this is the trip. If you really want to learn and know the finer points of wine, the grapes, the terroir, how everything is grown, this is the trip for you. The thing I really like is the generosity of the trip. It's so much more than you would ever have. I've been on very expensive trips that charge a lot of money, wine trips, and this trip has just topped it. The wine pouring, the selection, Marcus's expert advice and information has been fantastic. You go to wineries that you'd never go to on your own or find on your own, and it's a very special experience. And I'm a very well-traveled person that's been on many private tours, and I would say this is the best. And I would say, come, really, enjoy. The price point was so good, I never expected it to be. So many fine wines and so much delicious food and such lovely places to stay. I like traveling with the chef because there's a high mark there. It makes you know that you're going to get great food, prepared well, and it's so untouristy. That's what makes it so very special. And Marcus knows so much that you learn not only what the guide is telling you, but Marcus adds, explains it, reinterprets it, so you understand it on lay terms in case you're not getting what the wine tour person says. So I think that is such a special thing. My favorite thing is having Marcus and Jamie on the trip. Really. They add a lot, and I wasn't forced to say that.
We are in Verona, right?
Soave Vineyards.
At the Soave Vineyards.
Doing a what?
A wine tour.
Wine tour.
And lunch.
And looking at the beautiful scenery and having a grand time. My perception of a tour, quite honestly, is very negative. You know, my perception of a tour is the typical Perillo tour kind of thing. And I would tell you that this is absolutely not
Nothing
a
like
Perillo tour. And the reason why, and you know, the reason why we even did this, quite honestly, is because we've been clients of Chef Marcus and Jamie for a number of years now. So we kind of took that relationship and trust in them to be able to take what was being offered to us and understand that what was going to be offered to us was not going to be the typical Perillo tour kind of experience. And I can tell you this has gone above and beyond our expectations as to what a tour would be. Well, this is not your
relationships.
Yeah, this is not a tour. This is an experience that you cannot have whether you go by yourself or whether you go with other people, because we have seen and done things this week that allow us to experience things that are truly once-in-a-lifetime experiences.
And places that you normally would not go unless you knew that they were there, and we never would have found them on our own.
We've been inside of wineries, we've been inside of places that the typical tours would never be able to take you to. We've been able to meet and experience the personal relationships that Marcus and Jamie have, and that Virginia has with her people that are on the ground, to allow us to quite honestly have an experience that is just totally above and beyond my wildest expectations. I cannot say anything negative about what we've done for this past week. It's just an experience that allows us to do something. I like to see the world, and I don't want to, you know, kind of go to tourist traps. We've not done anything with a tourist trap this week. We've been inside, you know, we've been insiders, we've been with the families. We've been able to experience things that are totally just beyond anything we could imagine.
It's like traveling with family.
It's like family.
Really
it's like, you know, it's kind of like, you know, the family takes you to the, you know, the back end, or the you know, where the natives live kind of experience versus the typical tour experience. I'm not one for tours. I hate tours. And this has not been a tour. I hate tours. This has not been, absolutely been an adventure.
It's been an adventure.
And, you know, quite honestly, we're looking to more trips in the future with you folks. You know,
So we're in Soave now. We just had a delicious lunch The food has been impeccable anywhere that we've gone on this trip so far. And so as we're going,
Beautiful wineries, beautiful hospitality, just the people so warm and welcoming you in and serving you the most beautiful food, gorgeous wine, just amazing. We are in Soave, which is a very northern part of Italy. The heart of wine country, over almost 3,000 wineries in this region.
vineyards.
Yeah, vineyards. So that's where we are. We're headed to another winery now.
What are we, 10 wineries in 8 days. The food has been delicious. The wines have been excellent.
And the people.
The people, the group that we're on, you get to meet lots of different people as we're going through all of this as well. And it's just a wonderful time getting to meet everybody. I won't make any comments just off of that right now. But as we've been going, one of the big things is that we've got to experience a lot of different wines. We all know about, I'll say Cabernets or Sauvignons or Merlots or whatever. But to get to actually understand some of this, so when I look at a wine menu now, I actually know what I'm looking at.
Yeah.
So
a lot of knowledge.
So when I go to Aroma Time and look at all the different wines, I don't have to just rely on Marcus and Jamie anymore. I can actually rely on myself a little bit as to what I'm going to look at and what I'm going to select as we have our food selection there.
The benefits of traveling with a chef are, Marcus knows the owners of these wineries personally. He deals with them and they support each other. And so when you come, they treat you like family. You don't just have a wine tasting in a separate room. You come into their homes. You meet their moms. You have their best food and their warmth and their wine and you're treated like family. And so that would be the difference.
Yeah, and I think I would also add to that, I don't disagree with anything, where you get the inside scoop on things. So you can go and have a guide that is local guide, but being able to translate, and I don't mean just from Italian to English, but to translate things into what it means to us locally in the U.S., I think becomes very important as well. So when we talked about Soave, how Soave fell out of fashion, I'll say, at a time, but now how it's coming back, and to understand a little bit as to why. So I think that becomes very important as well. So no more Pinot Grigio. It's all about Soave.
What wowed me and what impressed me the most on this trip was definitely last night at Bertoni's estate. The warmth and feeling like you're a member of the family, and sitting around the table. Marcus and Jamie cooked, and it was just complete family feeling and a lot of love. If you ever get a chance to do this tour, absolutely you should do it. It's a once-in-a-lifetime tour. And what was your highlight?
Well, I'd say it's once in a lifetime until we go to Spain with them the next time. Just all of this that we've done, all the pieces that come together have just been excellent.